Hey everybody, welcome to Immortals Inc. podcast. I'm Carlos.
I'm Mikey.
Mikey is here. He's on the keyboard. If you like our content, let me take a minute to ask you to subscribe. It helps us out.
Hit the bell.
And we'll be good. Hey, today I'm going to talk about something because I was thinking about it. I had poor Mikey come in here and do a lot of work, and he is not a gamer. He has not played games. He has not done anything, and I just like his opinion on him entering this gaming world. Was it close to what you thought it would be?
Yeah, that's a good question, because when I started this podcast, I knew nothing. You might still think I know nothing.
Well,
but I know a lot. Just from sitting here and listening to everybody else. I don't play. I still don't play. I haven't played a D&D session. I haven't played an RPG yet. Play video games still. But learning this, it's pretty good to have the power of knowledge of just knowing these are real hobbies. These are real...
Yeah, like people take it seriously.
Yeah, these are real things.
Yeah, you could see why it's a multi-million-dollar industry now.
Yeah, you have to respect it.
The thing that's funny to me is like I find that like if you try to get somebody who's into the hobby and you try to have them work in the hobby, sometimes they get overtaken by the hobby.
Yeah.
Or disinfert. Like owning a store, people are always like, "Oh, you get to play games all the time." No, I don't. I haven't played a game in I don't know how long. It's hard for me to find time to play games. This is my new game. You know what I'm saying? Like running the business. I enjoy it. I enjoy bringing stuff to new people. Well, then that's why I liked when you were here, because you knew nothing about it. You didn't care about the games. You didn't know anything about the games. You weren't into it, but you wanted to work, and you did what I needed you to do, as far as like learning about. Are you formally trained in any podcast or
no?
This is all YouTube.
It takes having to do it to learn it. You know?
I think that's the best teacher's experience.
Yeah,
I find. But were you? I don't know. Were you shocked at what happens here? Or are you shocked at the?
Yeah,
like how many people or how customer? Like we're not a big store at all by
any
means, but
just once you delve into the loophole that is what's in here and what the people behold about their secrets and what they do, what they play, how passionate they are about their thing, their hobby. It's crazy.
Like how I think, like
you can't knock it. That's the thing. People like to knock it outside. People that don't see it, it's like, oh, it's a D&D player. It's so much more than that.
Like take a minute to look at it. Even if you don't play games, it's still funny, a funny community or a cool community to be part of. You can always find something you do. Like the first time I took your grandmother to like Gen Con or a big convention, she's like, "Well, what are we gonna do?" I took her and her friends, and I'm like, "Listen, people always like to play dress up, and like you guys, women always like to play dress up. Next thing you know, they're over there by the leather outfits trying to grab by sword, just something fun to do.
Yeah,
there's a lot of offshoots to this community, but." You're like you said, I believe that the people are passionate about what they play. Like the 40K guys, right?
Yeah.
Those guys.
Talk about you, Tom.
Yeah, Tom. You got the 40K guys are very passionate about what they play. D&D is very passionate, and they're all like, this is my game. I enjoy it. I want to take it, and you see how it is. But do you see how that could affect somebody you want to work for you?
Yeah, because you get a Magic player in here that... I'm sure you've had Magic players in here that you've employed in the past, and you see how that goes. It's magic. It's the binge for Magic.
Like look at you guys, you and Josh.
Even with us, we're MetaZoo connoisseurs.
Yeah,
it's hard not to sit there and want to keep cracking Nightfall packs. And there's times where I all right, I need a pack. Let me grab a pack and crack it. But it's hard not to just want to crack the whole box.
Because if you look, I'm sure you could put a picture of, but like you got Diana's passion is her pops, so this is my passion, and like your guys' MetaZoo is creeping up all over this place, and it's like it's just what it is. But like even like when we had the if you hire employees, like people that work here, I like it better if they're not into whatever I want them to do. Like the online store, for example, when you the card singles and everything like that. I don't want a guy who's totally into Magic, sorting through Magic cards because they waste their time looking at it or thinking about it, or this is no good or that's no good. No, numbers in, numbers out. I just want data. And then somebody who's not into it, but they're into something else, like, I don't know. It's just weird. I was just thinking, like, what you thought of this mess. Like, did you think it was going to be what it is?
Yeah, no, I didn't think I knew what I was getting myself into, like, really. And it's just nice to learn and respect that people really do take this seriously, and it's a real thing. It's not It's a hobby like every other hobby. That's what you got to realize. It's not just, oh, like video games is a hobby too, but this is a lifestyle.
See, I didn't realize that until, you know, your Uncle Josh started, you know, Josh used to be here with him working and part owner. And at one point he branched off and started streaming for a living. And I didn't realize how deep that, I thought it was just video games. And then once I watched him or I started playing with him and just see the world, I'm like, oh, that's a whole different, that is a whole different, that's why these are multi-billion-dollar industries. And it's like just to play games or have fun, you know. And I don't know, I kind of knew it all the time, but I don't think other people do. And I think people get shocked by it, like, really, you know, like you'll tell some guys, like I can still go places like people don't what do you do? I sell, you know, hobby toys. I sell Magic or Dungeons & Dragons. Oh, does anybody buy that? You know, because their concept of, like, it'd be like me with like fishing lures, or like, why would you go into business doing fishing lures? Like, that's a stupid business. Yeah, like, you know, like, no, who buys fishing lures?
Yeah,
you know?
People sell fishing lures.
Like right now, hopefully nobody like is like angry about fishing lures union or something.
Not trying to offend the fishing union.
But I'm just saying, to me, I'm like, why would that be a thing? And then there's some guy who's like, oh my God, let me tell you about fishing lures.
And that's the concept I had of role-playing games and all this stuff before I even did the podcast. I didn't care. But now I care, but I still don't care. You know what I mean? You know, like I don't practice what I hear, but I care to listen to everything.
It's an interesting little business world.
And it helps me with my sales tactics and sales approaches up front.
Yeah.
I know what the game's about. I'm like, oh, you know, this is this happens and this. Spoil the whole thing for them before they buy the RPG.
Oh, you can't really.
No. But, you know, it helps with the knowledge of knowing what people want, and then you could help them buy stuff. So,
or help them ease them into
get your sales up.
Yeah, that too. But you can also, but you know, and that helps you ease them into a game they want. Like maybe they're like embarrassed, or like I see a lot of like husband or wives try to get their wives or husbands into it, and they're like, you can see the reluctance, and you're like, hey, listen, this is kind of fun, this is cool, you know. And you know, my favorite line is like the wife or especially if it's a guy and the wife or the girlfriend's like, well, I don't know why he spends money on this. I go, better than drinking, you know. And then, you know, you put that into perspective, you know, because some of us have been down that road, you know. But,
and some people delve into both. Yeah, and that's
probably not healthy.
To each their own. Yeah, it might not be might be an interesting session.
Yeah, well, you know,
it's always an interesting session when you.
There's some games you can play like Pit. Do you remember
what was
Pit?
that one?
Pit and booze, Pit and beer.
Yeah, remember? I think the one me and John reviewed where it was like you're this nobleman and you have to tell lies, and every time you lie, you take a drink before you say something.
Hold on. Baron von Munchausen. Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of it right off.
That would be a good one. See, I reviewed that one. I retained that one. It's me being here.
So some guy comes in, I want to play a game where I can drink. You can be like, oh, Baron von Munchausen.
Yeah. There you go. So, yeah, to answer your question, yes. It's been weird, but it's been knowledgeable.
All right. Just like your perspective on it. If you want to hear more about stuff like this, or you want to see stuff more like this,
ask me questions, ask him questions.
Like, subscribe. It helps us out a lot. All right, guys. Later.
Peace.